Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard. Weird Wednesday flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Weirdo Wednesday. How's it going, Jamie?
It is going.
It's going.
It is going.
Another Wednesday. Another weird Wednesday. Every day is weird nowadays, right?
Yeah. How's it going for you?
Oh, it's been going. And started this started this new diet thing. I'm like eliminating all carbs and sugar and just eating lots of vegetables, lots of salad, a little bit of fish, a little bit of meat, and I gained 5 pounds this week. It's fucking awesome.
Doesn't that happen sometimes, though?
Oh yeah, it does. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. I'm like, feeling all good about myself, and then I like get on the scale, and I'm like, sweet, I've gained weight. That's awesome.
Like water. Are you drinking like water weight, sodium stuff, maybe retaining water? Oh, your stuff that's been going on with you. Could that be like
Yeah,
retaining?
probably. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it's frustrating. When I was like younger, if I wanted to lose like 30 pounds, I could just do it in like no time at all. Now I try to lose weight and I gain weight. Get in my belly.
Hey, Turquoise. No earthquake damage here at all. And I'm okay. I didn't even know. For all I knew, a cat ran across the bed. I just heard the emergency alert going off, and I rolled my eyes. I'm like, great, we're getting bombed. Get up to go, look on my phone. I'm like, oh, earthquake. Went back to bed after checking the clock and stuff. But I don't think I've heard of any damage.
Oh, we're getting bombed. I'll just go back to bed.
Yeah.
It's probably what I'd do, I mean, where are you going to run? Where are you going to go? Bed's comfortable. Covers soft,
The alert, though, it's like stop, well, no, fire was stop, drop, and roll. This was like stop or like drop, get under cover, and held on and hang on. Like, hang on to what? Hold on to what?
Tuck your head between your knees.
And kiss your ass goodbye.
Kiss your ass goodbye. Yeah. Come on, blurriness.
And we've been getting a lot more lately out here.
Yeah,
You know what's interesting? UK now, I think it's UK, they've now got a tornado alley out of nowhere.
really.
They're saying, I wonder like what could be causing this. I'm saying probably HARP.
Yeah, more than likely.
But yeah, I guess now they've got their own a whole hurricane alley out there now.
Yeah. Jail says hold on to the covers. Yeah, seriously. Like, I mean, if shit's hitting the fan and we're getting bombed, I mean, might as well just like, make a grilled cheese sandwich and kick your feet up and call it a day.
Yeah.
Um,
Spark it up.
yeah,
Don't look directly into it. Lay on your belly and smoke your joint. Smoke them if you got them.
I got no underground cavern to hide in.
And even so, when you come out,
Yeah.
you want to have to deal with all that.
Nope. Pack me up, move me on to the next realm. Hopefully it's quick, and I like survive and have like radiation, like nuclear fallout damage for the next 10 years walking around all.
People slithering by like Futurama, like missing
Yeah.
rings and eyeball extra.
Yeah.
You have food for like 7 years, whatever, and you try to have, sustainable. We used to sell silos in that drop ship survivors marketplace,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's really cool, but realistically, and then there are the cyanide pills also.
Yeah.
But how long you really want to go like that? And it's going to be very, very sad.
Yeah.
But teach their own. They're good for things.
Yeah. A bunker, a silo.
I just think if it's something like that catastrophic, I'm not going to try. Like, I go with the flow type person sometimes, and I'd say, yeah, I'm not going to try to fight that one. It's my time to move to the next, dimensions.
Yeah.
Become part of the universe. Go back to the stars. If we get blown up, that's awesome because we are stardust and atoms and all these things. We're going back to the stars, baby.
Yep. Just be standing out there like,
motherfucker.
yeah. I say that, and then as that 100-foot tidal wave's coming on, probably be pissing on my pants. But that's why you just stay in bed and hide under the covers. That way you don't see it. Just, and they find you like 100 years from now.
Telling you, we had that weird, strange booming sound come, across the sky. I told you about that thunder, boom, boom, and I thought it was the rapture. It was after 2020. The sky was all red. You could hear it in the red clouds, and I just stood out on the edge of the driveway, like, bring it. This is it. Just bring it.
Yeah, like when I was, video when a couple of weeks back or a month ago when it was raining here and it was just nonstop thunder. There was no break in it. It was just a steady rumble. I'm like, that's kind of not normal.
It's like a 35-minute rumble.
Yeah, just on and on, just kept going. Like, this is the end. Yeah, weird. Who knows?
I think we're about to have the anniversary of like the really big earthquake out here, coming up. And so we're talking about earthquakes, and I'd said something to Jeff about, and I still have to ask him what he meant by the earthquake. But when I said, I don't think I want to go to the Harvest Festival that weekend because of the protests, or the rallies out there.
Yeah.
But when I said, I don't think I want to go because, and he goes, the earthquake. And I'm like, yeah, the, other stuff. But I'm thinking, wait, what do you mean earthquake? Yeah.
Yeah. Last week when, I was talking about Darcy's friends at work that were going to San Francisco. They just got back yesterday, and they went out there for a class reunion, and they said it was all nice. They had it, like everything was like taken care of, and they had a big tour bus that they were all on, and they just kept them in the nice places.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to Alcatraz, and she said that her group said they wanted to go like towards Chinatown. And the bus driver was like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I highly wouldn't recommend that. I would stay away from down
I would just stay on the bus where they're going to take you, or where Newsome says, is the safe spots, because he's trying to clean it all up, these areas for political reasons. But yeah, definitely stay on the trails and with your guides if you plan on going to the city.
Yeah.
My kitties are hanging in there. Thank you. 2 of them have to go in pretty bad, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get them in this week, because Day really is going to have to go. I was looking at him today, and I don't know. He could probably last another couple of days before, I know it's like, I better take him now or I'm going to have a problem. And Panda, she's got congestion so much so today that I'm going to figure something out tomorrow. I might need, I don't know. I got something I might be able to work out, but I'm not going to let them just, wait to come up with stuff. I'm just going to figure it out, because I'm going to take care of these babies.
Del Gatos.
Got my storage. They made a deal with me, and of course it's like rolling stuff over, but it's like buying me time too, and some interest on the jewelry stuff. And my goal right now is like 6 that will get me 2 cats that need to go in like right away. And I might be able to see if he'll do 1 consult fee if I take 2 together, because they need their antibiotic shots really bad. And Panda's the one that I'm really worried about. Then the other ones have already had like a shot, so like they're getting follow-up things, and they're not as crucial. But you can tell that they still have some sort of infection because of the fever. But the ones that haven't had their initial, you're eating my hair, that haven't had the initial antibiotic shot yet, and the fact that Panda's got that congestion so bad, she's sneezing like that, tells me there's something not good with her, and she's lost like almost all her weight, and he's lost almost all his weight. So I know that they're severely anemic. I have some vitamins for them that I got from the other ones I'm giving to them, and then I have the IV fluids. And I do have, I'm not sure the name. I have to look it up. It's not on Etsy because I have to give them my information. Right now, I just have a post on my profile page, on my Facebook profile page. And I just kind of slapped it up there today to start putting stuff on and having people message just what they're interested in and working it out that way. And I'm trying to organize it as I go, because it's like literally with 6 of them by the time you get back to the first cat, and it's like, I'm going to take a shower now. The first cat again needs something, and it's like nonstop care and nonstop doing things. But we're hanging in there. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, when I had my hundreds of snakes, I had a reptile doctor, that would like take care of them. And yeah, I had a plan with him that, instead of like bringing one in and be in charge, bringing another one in and be in charge, I could take them like 6 at a time or something if I had to. Because I had a bad case of kind of like a sinus infection for snakes that they can get. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's bad as in it's contagious and it can kill them. So
Like mouth rot and iguanas, kind of, or
it is more of like a sinus. The snake like gets snotty and like it has a cold basically. And I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but yeah. Anyways, he gave me antibiotics for him, which is an injection, and he just gave me a bottle of it, and a bunch of syringes, and showed me how to.
That's what was cool when you used to have like a good person like that.
Yeah. He's like, "Are you okay with the injections?" And I was like, "Yeah." And Darcy was like, she's a nurse, and she's used to giving shots, but she had a hard time doing it with the snakes. And she's like, "God, you're like a pro." I could just like pop it under scale, stick it right on them. Next. And but yeah, it was cool that he worked with us like that, because otherwise, there's no way, I could have done that with each individual one.
We had a live the large animal vet when I lived on the ranch with the horse training stable and the cattle ranch, all that. And her name was Anne Marie, and everybody out here in Livermore knows Anne Marie. She's an earth angel, but she's really good friends with my ex's parents who had the stables and all that. Yeah. And so she did like the roundups and the castrations and the ball eating day. What is it? Mountain oyster barbecue days. But the cool thing was, she would come for all my cats, like, and do it in the house. Like, she would just come right to the house with her truck, because it's right there at their house. And like, she fixed my cats for me at the time and gave them their shots. And anytime anything happened, I had her. And then if I needed a reference and something she couldn't do, and it was just so much easier to not have to jump through all them hoops. You're still dealing with a legitimate person. It's just not the bureaucracy of it all.
Yeah, I'm glad we found the vet that we did, because the ones we were taking our dogs to their entire lives, they're super good. I like them, but holy geez, in a hand bucket, they're so damn expensive. And the vet that we go to now, they're super cool. They're real thorough, and they're like a third of the price. It's insane how much cheaper they are, and they're just like right down the road. So very happy with them so far. You gonna do your first up story?
Yeah. Trying to see. I guess I'm trying to see if I can actually copy a link to the Facebook post to give her over here, but it will not allow for it.
See if I can
Hello, Raoul. But yeah, it's good when you can do your own veterinary stuff, like I do with the IVs. Like, can you handle? Yeah, anything I can do at home, not have to go back and forth, the better.
Yeah, I learned a lot working with my vet that way.
Yep. The first one here I was going to do last week, I thought was a little bit cool. The internet solves 45-year-old mystery of a ghost truck and grandparents' photo. Richie Bart says an apparent ghost truck and a more than 45-year-old photo of his grandparents' West Virginia home has been bugging him for years. Thanks to the internet, he's managed to solve the mystery. Bart told Newsweek that the photo has been hanging in his grandparents' room for as long as he can remember. Years ago, he noticed something strange in the corner of the photo. The ghost-like outline of a truck on the grass, and you can kind of see it. I've asked so many questions about it, he said. I remember a couple of years ago I was staring at it for some reason, and I noticed the weird ghost truck. I asked them about it, and they said they'd never seen it. The ghost truck is hard to spot. It's a blurred transparent shape on the grass, which shows the outline of a truck, including the wheels and the windows. While I was visiting with my two girls the other day, I walked by it again and thought to myself, let me see if anyone on Reddit would know why it's like this. I expected maybe 3 to 5 answers, not for it to blow up the way it did, said Bart. The photo was shared to subreddits, mildly interesting, where it gained over 26,000 votes and earned the name Ghost Truck, but users found it more than just mildly interesting. Despite Bart's grandparents having no rhyme or reason for the ghost truck, various Reddit users did. At long last scratching Bart's years-long itch. Apparently there was Photoshop before Photoshop, and the photographer saw the truck as an eyesore and had it airbrushed out, he said. Editing images might be quick and simple with the introduction of apps and editing programs, but before the days of Photoshop and Facetune, it involved manually removing objects. In Bart's family photo, the outline of a person can also be seen in the doorway of a shed, though it's unclear if this was a result of another editing attempt. Airbrushing, along with using paintbrush and dyes, was a skilled technique that artists would use to make an image more appealing or remove unwanted objects. Arguably, one of the most famous instances of this was during the Stalin regime. According to History.com, Stalin had a large group of retouchers who would work to cut his enemies out of photographs of them together. Party officials would be removed out of photos once they became a political enemy. Reportedly, some photos were known to have people removed one by one over the years, leaving just Stalin in the image as each deputy fell out of his favor. Thanks to the internet, Bart's year-long mystery has been solved, and it's something he said he is very thankful for. It was a rewarding and interesting answer to a question I've had for years, for a 45-plus-year-old photograph that's been in my family for so long, he said. And us doing so many crazy things with, like, Samsung having that skin app, the skin of the moon, right? Oh, I got the great picture of the moon tonight. Was that a Samsung? No, that's a skin overlay.
Yeah.
It's AI. Your cell phones can't take that type of photograph. Well, now, I don't know if it's Google. I seen you can like set your phone back and sit in front of something and make it look like you're jumping. And how I showed you can like grab on the iPhone and outline and like pull pictures and stuff. But you're basically doing that, and you can like move your image so it looks like you're all jumping high up on a thing. Oh, and then the creepy thing was getting everybody to look up and smile. Like, oh, get everybody in the picture together. And so I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but it shows like people looking different directions. And then all of a sudden the AI, everybody's like got this, perfect picture face. That one was like really creepy to me. But these cameras are really getting creepy just because it's totally altering reality. Just like mad. It's way different than editing and adding some, contrast to a photo or.
Yeah, it's weird. AI. Some of it's cool, some of it's creepy as hell.
Mm-hmm. A lot of it's cool that, see it. There was an article, I don't think I'm doing it though, where AI thinks that they have like a 95% possibility of being able to figure exactly out where the aliens could be.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm doing that one tonight, though.
NASA will tell us.
Yeah. Tell us
No.
something.
Never a straight answer, but they'll tell us. Yeah, I think it is a little bit creepy too, Janice. Well, this one, doctors find a metal needle in the brain of an 80-year-old woman. What? Why? Well, the reason is rather dark. Woman had seemingly lived for 80 decades with a needle embedded in the left side of her brain. The incredible and disturbing discovery was recently brought to light when the woman underwent a CT scan at a hospital in Russia's Shaklan region. The needle, which measured 3 centimeters in length, had seemingly been there for near her whole life. Yet she had never experienced any ill effects from it, not even so much as a headache. It's now believed that the needle had been deliberately inserted into her head by her parents in a gruesome attempt to kill her as a baby. A practice that was surprisingly not that uncommon in Russia 80 years ago, when widespread famine forced parents to commit such unfathomable acts. The needle was inserted through a part of the skull that quickly healed, leaving no trace of injury. In this case, however, it seemed that brain tissues developed around the article. I looked away and lost my place. Brain tissue developed around the object, leaving the woman able to live a full life without suffering any complications. But doctors have since determined that it would be too dangerous to remove the needle, especially given that it didn't seem to be causing any problems. In all likelihood, she will go on to live a healthy life for many more years to come. Well, she's 80. If she's lived with it that long and it ain't caused any problems, don't fix it if it ain't broken, right?
That's what I say.
Yeah, I always refer to my aunt who lived to be 100. When she went in the hospital, they said, "Are you allergic to anything?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "What?" She said, "Doctors." When's the last time you were in the hospital? 1942. It's like, damn, you go, girl.
That's an insane story, though.
Yeah, I
And
mean, imagine sticking a pin in your baby's head, a needle in your baby's head to try to kill them.
I have a hard enough time sticking the IV needle in the cat
Yeah.
to give it life.
Yeah.
And that's poking a little hole under the skin. I couldn't imagine. My brain doesn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, with AI, that's the thing, is you can see pictures now, that like Jason brought up in the show the other day, who was it? What's his name? I can't think of the little dude. Ben Shapiro showed a picture, of like a burnt baby or something, over in the war zone. And then it turned out to be a fake picture. It was an AI created picture. He didn't know that. I mean, that's what sucks is that, people can use AI to make pictures like that and present them as real. And you can't really tell,
Which also brought to that recording today posted how they say, oh, we have the recording of the, terrorist group I don't want to name taking responsibility for the bombing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they have the recording and everything, but we also have AI.
Yep.
And so whichever side, you think or believe or think you believe matter because you don't know what is being put out.
I don't believe none of it. I've gotten to where I've just gotten to where, I mainly watch like YouTube, I occasionally watch something else, but pretty much like I'm on my computer and I watch YouTube videos. And when I go in the living room, I'm usually watching YouTube videos, and it's usually like, my sailing friends or music people or, shark tooth hunting or, fossils or, I got I got 100 different hobbies and go like 1,000 different directions at once. But, I do watch some news stuff on there too. But here in the last few weeks, I've just gotten to where like I just any news, doesn't matter who it comes from. I'm just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I just don't even want to hear it.
I was like that all the last 3 days, like and on important shit too. And I'm just like, fuck it. I put on Raymond or something because I just didn't want to fucking hear it.
Yep.
It's like, I know this, I get it. It's bad. It's not changing right now until there's a new advancement or something, then I'll catch up. But right now, I don't want to hear it.
And it is what it is, whatever it is. But it's all manufactured,
Mm-hmm.
It's just whatever. Y'all just fucking kill everybody and kill each other.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. I just don't even fucking care anymore.
Jerk each other off to the end, I mean, last man standing, woo, and your top, pile of greed and ash.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I always, refer to the aliens flying by, with like all the little kid aliens and going, see that down there, kids? That's Earth. You don't want to go there. Those people are savages. There's some good ones, but there's plenty of bad ones. Yeah, man. What are you gonna do?
Just keep on going as long as we can.
Yep.
You know how long I can camp out? Just wait. Don't go down.
Yeah, if the weather would stay like it is here right now, I could be camp out king. I got all the windows are open, the AC's off. Feels great.
It was like hotter today in the 95s, but now I think it's probably like 70. I'm gonna guess 78.
What's your weather like there? It's like a steamy turd.
70, but a heat advisory again tomorrow. High surf danger ahead for Thursday.
Whoa, look out.
We got lots of advisories.
Let's see, what is it here right now? It's 61 degrees.
Ooh.
Feeling nice.
I like the sounds of that. I seen this one a few weeks ago, and then we didn't have a show or something, and then popped up again. It's popped up again in the spirit of the season. Why not? City-sized comet racing towards Earth regrows horns after a massive volcanic eruption. Things screaming towards Earth like... The cryovolcanic comet 12P Pons Brooks, which will make its closest approach to Earth next year, has resprouted its distinctive horns after its second major eruption in 4 months. An enormous volcanic comet the size of a small city has violently exploded for the second time in 4 months as it hurtles towards the sun. And just like the previous eruption, the cloud of ice and gas emitted what looked like a gigantic pair of horns. The comet, named 12P Pons Brooks, is a cryovolcanic or cold volcano comet. It has a solid nucleus with an estimated diameter of 18.6 miles and is filled with a mix of ice, dust, and gas known as cryomagma. The nucleus is surrounded by a fuzzy cloud of gas called a coma, which leaks out of the comet's interior. It leaks gas. When solar radiation heats the comet's insides, The pressure builds up and the comet violently explodes, shooting its frosty guts out into space through large cracks in the nucleus's shell. Blows it out the back. On October 5th, astronomers detected a large outburst from 12P after the comet became dozens of times brighter due to the extra light reflecting from its expanded coma. Over the next few days, the comet's coma expanded even further and developed its peculiar horns. Some experts joked that the irregular shape of the coma also makes the comet look like a science fiction spaceship, such as the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. The unusual shape of the comet's coma is likely due to an irregularity in the shape of 12P's nucleus. The outflowing gas is likely being partially obstructed by a notch sticking out on the nucleus. Miles said, as the gas continues to expand away from the comet, the irregularity in the coma's shape becomes more defined and noticeable, he added. It's currently hurtling towards wow. It's currently hurtling towards the inner solar system where it will be slingshotted around the sun on its highly elliptical 71-year-old orbit around our home star, similar to the green comet, the one we just had. T will reach its closest point to Earth on April 21, 2024, if we make it that long, when it may become visible to the naked eye before being catapulted back toward the outer solar system, and then will not return until 2095. It's the second time that it sprouted its horns this year. It's unclear how large the coma grew during the most recent eruption. It was twice as intense. As 12P continues to race towards the sun, there is a high probability that we will witness several more major eruptions. It's possible that those eruptions will be even bigger than the most recent one, as the comet soaks up more solar radiation. And it's not the only volcanic comet that they're monitoring. They named some more that they're monitoring and some information on that. So yes, if you'd like to get the rest of that, it's Live Science. Comet, city-sized comet race.
Could it be Satan?
With those horns.
It makes you think of the little emoji. Oh, funny.
Alrighty-roo.
Alrighty-roo. I need a dusty with some of that whatever the hell, earth.
Diatomaceous earth.
There you go.
Diatomaceous D earth.
I sprinkled it in their little toe cracks and stuff where those little bastards get in there. Cats can't get them. But I can.
Yeah. Ride. Passengers rescued after dangling upside down 75 feet up for half an hour. See this ride here? It's like two giant axes, and these people are upside down in it. Oh, hell no. That's why you don't ride funky rides at amusement parks.
Put together by tweakers.
Yeah, really. Let's see. A Canadian amusement park, ride turned into a nightmare fuel on Sunday after stopping suddenly. The suspending passengers upside down while suspending passengers upside down 75 feet above the ground for nearly 30 minutes. The Lumberjack ride, stay off the damn Lumberjack, located at Canada's Wonderland theme park in Vaughan, Ontario, contains two hydraulic arms shaped like axes that swing back and forth, occasionally propelling themselves into a full 360-degree swing. Both those axes stopped moving at 10:40 p.m. local time, according to a statement from the park shared with NPR News. A Wonderland spokesperson did not disclose the cause of the ride's abrupt stop, but they said the maintenance team was able to respond quickly. I bet the people hanging upside down for 30 minutes didn't think they responded quickly. All passengers were back on the ground by about 11:05, the park added. Two people were treated for chest pains before being released because they had shit scared out of them. They were probably having heart attacks. Three theme park crowds watched as the rescue unfolded, capturing the dangling passengers crying for help in videos shared all over social media. In some of the clips, the park staff can be heard through a megaphone asking, "Is everyone doing okay up there?" And the crowd of riders shouts back, "No!" in near unison. It's unclear how many people were on the ride, which contains enough seats for 48 people. Some of the passengers were seated face to face with strangers, a design choice that let guests interact with one another and watch the terror on their friends' faces as they loop around and around. Or, in this case, get stuck upside down for 30 minutes. Those aboard the ride were panicked. At least one person vomited. That would have been me, probably. The 11-year-old said the hydraulic arms had to circle through the rest of the ride before the group could be evacuated. Leave it to an 11-year-old to figure it out, you know? So the ride kept going, and we were all like, "No, please, I don't want to get stuck again." The incident is the latest in a string of roller coaster malfunctions that have made national headlines in the last few months. See, I had my own little nightmare of an event when I was a little kid, and nope, I don't ride that shit no more. Yeah. The hammers. Yeah, Thor's hammer hanging you upside down. One person vomited, really? But there's more than one. Reminds me of a story. It's Rob's story time.
Yay!
I used to go, we had a little fair that would come through, town like every year. And they'd set up all these rides like this. Remember the Tilt-A-Whirl, Tilt-A-Wheel?
Yes.
Yep. Had that thing. It was like
Travis
held together.
Strong?
Like, I think it was like held together with chicken wire and duct tape. And, but it would spin the shit out of everything. You could be stuck to the wall. And
The Gravitron or the spinning grip, the one in the spaceship or the one on the arm that spins?
this was the big kind of spaceship looking one that would spin, but it would
That's
go
the Gravitron where you float on the top of your clothes, your dress, everything sticks
Yep.
on the wall.
Yep. Well, they had this one ride that it was like on a roller coaster track, but it was just a big giant loop. And it would kind of like this thing, it would swing back and forth and get higher and higher. And then it would go all the way around, and they would stop it upside down, like on purpose, leave people hanging upside down. And me and my buddy, we had the fine little kid ingenuity thoughts that when the people get hung upside down, you'd always hear change and shit falling and stuff falling out of their pockets. So we would get down behind the back of the ride and wait for stuff to fall, and then we would grab it. Well, one time the things you get stuck upside down, everybody's screaming, and we're like picking up some change and some other stuff. And then it was then and only then that the shower of vomit hit us. Yeah, we were covered in puke. And it was kind of ended that form of I don't know, not employment, but monetary gain that we were making. It kind of ended our employment of picking up change and stuff once we got yarked on. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this one. Next. Yeah,
Yeah.
the zipper.
Oh,
Didn't they end up like outlawing the zipper? That thing was freaking crazy.
they didn't.
Mm.
Yeah, I was telling them I didn't throw up on a ride. Never threw up on a ride, but I was on the stupid pirate ship at Santa Cruz. So we swing back, some asshole back there spit and it landed on the seat in front of me. So, we would lean whichever way back. The spit would loogie down towards my face like a yo-yo. And I'm like, and so we lean back forward. I have a thing about spit. I shouldn't say that because, I don't like people to know what grosses me out. But yeah, that ride was not fun for me. Found him after and gave him a backward wedgie with the sweatshirt.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I was on a little roller coaster ride when I was a youngin', and yeah, I got flung out of it.
What?
Yeah, I got flung out of it, and yeah, it was not good. It was not a good experience. It scarred me for life.
You got flung out of what kind of a ride?
A little roller coaster ride,
How?
just like the seatbelt and all didn't work, and we went around the corner, and the G forces took a hold of my fat ass and flew me right out of the cart.
No.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like a huge roller coaster. It was one of those like little ones, but still,
Doesn't matter.
yeah. And then I got like after that, it was another year. I don't know how old I was, but there was a ride called the Octopus that just,
I like
know,
it one.
it went around and the thing spun around. And my friend, like my best friend that lived across the street from me, we went to the carnival together, and she wanted to go on the Octopus, and I was scared shitless of the Octopus. And I got on there and then had a panic attack, and I was flipping losing my mind. And I can still remember the old like crackety Jones looking guy that was operating it. I was like wanting him to stop and let me up, and every time I'd go by, he'd just be laughing and pointing at me like, you bastard. Yeah, it was kind of humiliating moment there.
I didn't know the feeling of being sick like that. So like I would get kind of jealous, because we're like, oh, so I want to know what's up with all that. So I would go eat as much greasy food, all sorts of stuff in my stomach, and then drink a bunch of beer, whatever. Just try to shake it all up in me, and then get on the things that would spin me every which direction you could go at once.
Yep.
Never got sick, but I was that kid that would stand in the middle of the room and just spin, and land and laugh. And my mom's like, she's going to be an alcoholic one day. She likes that feeling too much.
Oh, man. Yeah, Jay, I love the Octopus.
The feeling.
It wasn't that the Octopus was that crazy of a ride, but man, I just had a full on, like, I think that was my first panic attack.
It's the motion too.
Yeah, and after getting flung out of the freaking little roller coaster ride, I was having serious meltdown on the Octopus or whatever the hell the thing's called. Yeah.
Well, good for you for even getting back on a ride after that.
Well, the only reason I did is because I was with this girl that I was like, had a reels with. Other than that, there wouldn't have been no hell, no way. As a matter of fact, when I took my goddaughter to Disney World, we went and it was the Twilight Zone ride.
Oh, Tower of Terror?
Tower of Terror, yeah. Yeah, my goddaughter's mom and Darcy, they went on it. I'm like, I'm going to stay down here with the baby. I hold y'all's purses and shit.
There you go.
Like, nope. Yeah. Special power barfed after the octopus. Yep. Yeah, I don't do carnival rides and roller coasters. I want to. I'd love to do roller coasters because they look awesome. But I was, I was just mentally damaged as a young child, and I've never gotten over it.
I was always the go fast kid. My dad hated them though. Like he rode Harleys and motorcycles, but he did not like heights, did not like that. And as a kid, I didn't realize how much he actually did hate it until later. But he would, when we were kids, go on the edge with me at like Great America. He'd stand in line and go on like the most effed up roller coasters ever with me.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that was awesome. Because he hated the shit out of that. Like, he was scared shitless.
Yep. Not a
But
fan.
he's a tough man.
Don't like heights.
He did that.
It's weird. It's weird too. I have this like I got some kind of control issue, I guess. Because if I'm in a car and I'm driving, or if I'm on a motorcycle and I'm driving it, I can go 100, 110, 120, 130 miles an hour, Well, we're good. If I'm in a car and somebody else is driving, it scares the shit out of me.
I wasn't like that till, I had accidents. Now I'm a control freak like that.
Yep.
Am I on?
Yep.
Yeah, I used to not care who drove, did some crazy stuff. But after the accidents, I'm like, you're going too fast. You need to slow down.
Yep. A lot of people are like, you drive like a grandma. I'm like,
Yeah.
Take your own damn car. Don't ride with me then.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
Speaking of
people smoking in the cars and no seat belts, kids in the back. Yep. That's how I grew up, in the back seat. We didn't have really AC. Had those little triangle vent windows. I wish cars still had those. Those things work good. But yeah, my dad would be smoking Pall Malls, and I'm in the back seat just getting choked out. No seatbelt, laying up in the back window, I saw a thing today, all these ads, and I have one actually. Damn it, I'm blurry again. I have one here somewhere. I'll pop it up, pop one of them up in a minute. But they had a hammock that you could hang in your back seat or back window in a car, and you could put a little kid in it. I never had one of those, but wow.
There was a car seat on the back of my daddy's Harley for me.
There you go.
And we survived. Like Ulrich said, we survived.
Yep.
Hey, a turquoise. Well, this one here, MH370, surrounded by UFOs and satellite footage, sparks bonkers theory about its fate. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines MH370 is one of the greatest mysteries of our age. There's another mystery solved today, too. There was a missing girl that Holloway that just had information come out today after like 20, 30 years.
Wow.
The airline carrying 227 passengers and 12 crew vanished without a trace somewhere in the Indian Ocean on March 8, 2014, with long brewing military tensions in the area. Some suspected an accidental shoot-down incident. Others blamed pilot error or even a deliberate act by one or more of Boeing's 777 flight crew. But wherever questions are left unanswered, conspiracy theories are bound to creep in. Oh, so this first top picture that's next to the airplane says that's the thermal camera footage showing an aircraft being orbited by 3 mysterious objects. hoax.
Hmm.
Ashton's evidence for this out there claim includes not only the leaked footage from the U.S. spy satellites, but thermal camera video, which was apparently captured by a U.S. MQ-1C Gray Eagle drone. Whoever is filming this knew that this event was about to happen. So in my mind, that only leaves two possibilities. Either this is some type of espionage scenario, or they're trying to save this plane and they're recording the event of how they're saving the plane. Recording the footage, he adds, was a huge mistake and a huge risk because look what happened. The footage got leaked to the world. Unsurprisingly, the questionable footage in theory has sparked a wave of criticism, with many trying to debunk it. But Ashton hit back, claiming the attempts were based on faked footage. For example, a flash of light marking the airliner's disappearance on the many copies of the video circulating on the internet was taken from the video game Killing Time. But he claims a remastered version of this effect was released in 2015, which postdates the time of our videos. He said the faked version of the footage is being deliberately used to discredit his theories, adding that the mysterious orbs circling the plane seem to be the key to unraveling the mystery. And so that other plane that's just the regular airplane that has both their pictures by it says, Ashton told Chris that attempts to debunk his theory were based on faked copies of the video. They start recording after the orbs show up, and as we're watching this video, it's being manually tracked by the drone, he continued. They're not using the automatic tracking. They zoom in as if they want to show both us what's happening and get a better clear picture. They almost know what's going to occur. They actually zoom out right before the zap happens, and it's almost framed perfectly, which to me indicates they definitely knew it was going to happen. He also mentioned Catherine T., who was on a yacht close to the site of the airline's disappearance and has been suggested as a potential eyewitness to the airline's fate. Her observations, according to Ashton, match his claims. And then the picture that has the black and white on top of the other thermal says, the UAPs circled the Boeing 777 for several minutes before it disappeared in a blinding flash. Catherine T. was on a boat going from India to Phuket, he said. She saw the plane actually consistent with what we see in the videos. The plane was glowing orange and coming from the east. It circled counterclockwise around her boat. She witnessed this for between 5 and 10 minutes until she got in a fight with her husband on the boat and went inside. In her statement, Catherine said that the plane she saw was glowing, as if it might be on fire. There were two other planes passing higher than it, moving the other way. At that time, they had normal NAV lights, navigation lights. I don't know. And then this last little drawing they have down there at the bug bubble, Ashton thinks the orbs were used to somehow transport the aircraft to a distinct location. I recall thinking that if it was a plane on fire that I was seeing, the other aircraft would report it. And then I wondered again why it had such bright orange lights. They put me in mind of sodium lights, or perhaps it was a UFO or a meteorite. Discoveries of what appears to be wreckage from the aircraft suggests a more simple explanation to its disappearance. But until or unless the entire plane is discovered, theories such as Ashton's will continue to spark fierce debates online.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Indeed.
Yeah, Wolfie, I don't know what's up with Heather these days. She kind of vaporized. Hadn't really updated her Facebook pages or anything. She was going to come back and do a show again. Was the last I heard from her. And then into the thin. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, the website's still up and all that, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wish Art was still around. Is that, there's good shows on, but Art was the king of it for sure. There still hasn't been anybody that's hits it like Art Bell. Here's one of those old ads I was talking about. This is for V8, the drink, the juice.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this one. I don't know what the hell they put in the V8, but that shit look like it make people crazy.
She's like, oh my gosh, I have 3 V8s a day in the morning before I even get started the vacuuming.
Those must have been the
Makes me
V8.
want a V8.
Yeah, must be the V8 that they put cocaine in or something.
He's like, whoa, man, I'll tell you
Give
when.
me some more.
I didn't say when.
Oh man, yeah. The other ad, it was weird. I was on the site that had all these old ads like this, and there was one for a Pontiac station wagon, and it showed it parked out front of a building, and that building is here in St. Augustine. It's a trip.
Really?
It was talking about it was the first wide track car on the market. It had an extra wide wheelbase. It could seat 9 people. And you could ride in luxury.
We had what was the station? I thought it started with A, C.
Yeah, remember that cigarette machines? Yep. Just go up, put the money in, get cigarettes. Hell, I remember being a little kid, and like my dad smoked, but my buddy that lived next door, his dad smoked and drank beer, and he'd always give us money and tell us to go down to the corner store and get him a 6-pack and a pack of cigarettes, and they'd sell it to us. We were like probably 10 years old. That's for my dad. He'd be like, whatever, and they'd sell it to us. Give a damn.
Sometimes you had to give a note, like at the beginning, and then once they got to know you, it's just like whatever.
Yep. Vodka and V8. Yeah. Exactly. Timex watches. Keep on ticking. Bunch of cool ads.
We always use those cigarette machines, though. Like
Yep.
Junior high school, because they had them by the back doors of the bowling alley too. Not when you walked in. You just had to go to the back entrance door, right there. Nothing there.
Yep.
They didn't care. It was money.
So all my friends, they're always like, well, like I grew up, I was a surfer. I was a skateboarder. Okay, so you got to have waves to surf, and here in Florida, we'd go through flat spells where it would just drive you insane if you were a surfer. There's no waves, so you would skateboard. But then if it got super hot and it started raining, you couldn't really skateboard. And so, a bunch of my friends were always bummed because, there's nothing to do. And then, snowboarding, you got to have snow.
Yeah.
All these sports like depend on things. I think bowling is like the perfect sport because it's indoors, it's air conditioned. You can smoke cigarettes, or you used to be able to.
Yeah,
You
beer.
smoke cigarettes. You can have beer. You can eat French fries.
Mm-hmm. Just chill.
Yeah, it's like the perfect sport,
We still have our golden, or Granada Bowl out here in Livermore. Everybody here knows it. We had our midnight bowling. All the kids hung out there. It was like our place. We told our parents what we'd be in between going places. My buddy, I told you that DJ started out there. He's, doing all sorts of Burning Man, stuff now, but he started out as a DJ at the bowling alley.
Yeah, me too. I used to actually not be so terrible at bowling. I got pretty good at it. I was actually on a league team, Lovett's Gulf bowling team. I was on the gas station bowling team. I thought I was hot shit then when I made the league team.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I was a little kid, and I'm like hanging out with, the older guys, and like I could hang my own there.
Like hold your own.
Yep. And I used to be really good at pool, and then something happened, and I just suck at it now. But I still love playing pool. Still like bowling. I suck at it again, but it's because I don't play but like once a year now, if that.
I was bowling captain for PE when I was a senior, and we got to leave campus for PE to go bowling. And then later, I had a friend that worked at the bowling alley, a couple of them. So we would get like kegs of beer out the back and free games and all sorts of perks.
Well, I got a couple other articles here, but they kind of suck. One of them is a guy in Scotland that he's been dressing up like Pennywise, the clown. It's like every Halloween time, we always get that surge of people dressing up as clowns and trying to go scare people. This guy has taken it a step further because he actually has a Facebook page, and you can catch him on there. Well, you can't catch him, but he leaves messages for the media and stuff, but he dresses up like Pennywise from It, Stephen King's It, and makes these creepy videos and makes like voice recordings and leaves them at the police station and stuff. I'm like, yeah, your ass in Scotland. Try that shit in Florida. You'll be getting shot. Those Florida rednecks don't play. And the other one is a guy that crashes his car after being spooked by a ghost. And then I'm reading it, and at the bottom, he's telling the police. He called the police because he saw a ghost, but then they did a breathalyzer on him and he was drunk. So kind of messes up the credibility of the ghost story there.
Yeah.
But I do have this one story that supposedly is true. An exorcism in Indianapolis, Indiana. Since last year, the Indianapolis Star published a lengthy report on a family terrorized by 3 children allegedly possessed by demons. Oh, shit. What are you doing? The kids are possessed by demons again. How are we going to get rid of them? The account of Latoya Amons and her family tells disturbing stories of children climbing up walls, getting thrown across rooms, and children threatening doctors in deep, unnatural voices. It would seem like something straight out of a movie, a work of fantasy, except all these accounts were more or less corroborated with nearly 800 pages of official records obtained by the Indianapolis Star and recounted in more than a dozen interviews with police, DCS personnel, psychologists, family members, and even a Catholic priest. One of the more chilling sections of the report includes a segment about a possessed 9-year-old. According to Washington's original DCS report, an account corroborated by Walker, the nurse, the 9-year-old had a weird grin on his face as he walked backward up a wall to the ceiling, and then he flipped over, landing on his feet, and then was holding his grandmother's hand. Another segment of the piece reads a 12-year-old would later tell mental health professionals that she sometimes felt as if she were being choked or held down and she couldn't speak or move. She said she kept hearing a voice say she'd never see her family again and wouldn't live another 20 minutes. So I don't know. Is it just a story or is it real? Is it true? I don't know. I mean, what do you do when you see your kid flip over backwards, crab walk across the floor, go up the wall and up on the ceiling, and then hop down, land on his feet? Like, damn, I didn't know he was practicing for Cirque du Soleil. What do you do? Do you like say stop acting up, or what do you do? I don't know. Good thing
You
I'm not.
knock that off now.
Yeah, now don't be a smart aleck. I was sitting in here today. Both dogs were asleep. One was at my feet. The other one was on the couch. And my bedroom and the bathroom is right over here. Right, there's a wall right there. And that's where the other bathroom is. And I was sitting here today. It was like I just got done with my radio show thing, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm hearing all this bumping and banging and like things moving around, like something like moving around on the bathroom counter. I'm just sitting here, like I turned my music down. I'm like, the fuck? And got up and went in there and looked. There's nobody in there, no dog, no nothing. Well, there was nothing in there I could see. Anyways.
I was hearing noises like that the middle of the night in the kitchen. Like there's a sound of certain these little plastic cups when they get put on the counter. You know how you just know a sound.
Yeah.
And I just kept hearing it moving. Like there's no animals out there, no nothing, nobody's out there, but I kept hearing it. And I've been hearing like these cups moving in the kitchen like that. And one night, like 3 weeks ago, because I always lock the door behind me when I go on my walk. Well, I didn't lock the door behind me one night because I was just going to go out front kind of. So normally you hear me kind of come in. Well, as soon as I opened the door, it sounded like I scared the hell out. Like the cup slammed on the counter and it sounded like it just went. I'm thinking, okay, is my mom in the kitchen? And I start walking in. I'm thinking, I don't think I'm going to see my mom in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I go in there, it's just dark and eerie and no one in the kitchen.
Wow.
And then like a month before that, I was in there and all of a sudden I start hearing this weird like percolating sound. Like, what is that? I realize it's the coffee machine. I'm looking at it and the coffee machine starts turning on. Brewing. The timer's set for the morning. There was no reason it should have went off, but it just started going off.
Yeah.
So something weird is going on in the kitchen. And then one night my mom messaged me. She's like, "Are you playing with a ball with one of the cats? Because there's all these bouncy balls." No. She's like, "I'm hearing a rubber ball bouncing in that room." She goes, "I don't want to go out there." So I went out there and I looked, and I didn't see anything. And then she went up and looked up a bunch of stuff about the phenomena of like bouncing ball, people hearing like in their living rooms bouncing balls. But
Yeah.
something weird's going on out there lately.
Yeah. It's weird. I haven't slept worth a shit the last week or so. I haven't felt good, but I've been having these weird dreams. I need to pull out my dream book and look up. But I've been having these like reoccurring dreams of like my mom dying, my grandfather dying, like all these family members dying. Like,
And that's what the time is right now. It's supposed to have these dreams right now.
really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I've been having them. They suck. I'm like, damn, going through it once was bad enough. Why do I got to keep dreaming about it?
Because they want you the pain in case there's like anything that's been unsettled or answered or like that you brushed off. They want you to actually feel and acknowledge that pain so that you can like move on. That's for like that part of it. But the dreams right now are incredibly vivid,
Yeah.
incredibly detailed. So you're right in tune with like nostalgic stuff should be coming up too, like lots of like thinking back about stuff and like not letting it weigh you down. Like, okay, you remembered this, but it doesn't have to be a part of you anymore, and you can
Yeah.
like move on from it. But they're throwing it hard at you right now, like all of it. They want it all cleared out this year. It
Yeah.
seems like by the end of this year, they're trying to push all this crap out of us.
Yeah, it's weird. I've been, doing the radio show thing in the morning on Station Head, and they've been having some issues, technical issues that have sent me over the edge a few times, but trying to deal with it. But yeah, I was doing I had one of my best friends that passed away in 2015. And when I got back on Spotify, I'm like, holy shit, I have this whole playlist of his and like friends and family that have added songs, that like remind them of him. So I did a first show. It was kind of a shit show because I was having issues, but I did that show, and it's like I'm gonna have to do it in parts because the playlist is huge. I only got through like not even a quarter of it, but yeah, I mean that was another thing that just it wasn't planned. It just popped into my head, and I don't know why. I was just like, oh yeah, there's my friend Jamie's playlist. I'll just do a show and dedicate it to him and tell some stories. Like all the crazy shit that we used to get involved in. And I don't know, may do another one tomorrow morning, part 2. But yeah, his ex-wife texted me today and said her and their son were listening to it, and they were stoked that, I was remembering him and like dedicating the shows to him and stuff. And there was parts in that even, I mean, he passed away in 2015, and there was parts in that where I was getting like all choked up, just like, okay, next song.
That's awesome though, seeing you're doing that in this time too. That goes along with the theme.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And I didn't plan it, didn't think about it. Just opened Spotify and I saw it and I'm like, cool. I don't have to put a playlist together. I'll just do his playlist and I'll just tell stories, And then I realized like the next day was his birthday, which
Oh wow.
yeah.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is
Yep.
great.
Yep.
That is great.
Yeah, it was a trip. Yeah, I mean, that cat did a lot of stuff. He introduced me to a lot of the music that I still listen to. We always had a good time.
Let's see what I got here. Oh, my life went out. Let's see. We still have 21 minutes. Let's hey, should we do King Charles? Okay, so basically one was they're trying to get King Charles, they're urging him to try to lift UFO secrets from Joe Biden and probe for truth of aliens. Like, that's just ridiculous to me.
I just saw an article today that said Joe Biden was going to drop the bombshell on aliens and what we're dealing with.
Really?
I don't believe a single word of it.
No.
But
so this one, British UFO fanatic has called on. Okay, so Nick Pope has called on King Charles to probe for the truth about alien activity in our skies. We all know who Nick Pope is. He suggests that King Charles could use his authority to put pressure on the U.S. government, as he has direct access to President Biden and his top officials. Nick stated, here's somebody who could go pick up the phone and say, here, look what's going on in the United States. He could ask for a full classified briefing. Like, it's that easy, right?
yeah,
He also suggested the king could request a written report from his ministers in the UK Parliament based on the defense implications of unidentified objects in UK airspace. Nick went as far as suggesting Charles could inspire his MPs to start the UK disclosure process by tabling Parliament questions similar to what's been said. Once there's momentum in the UK. So I don't know. They've got this whole theory on how they think they're going to make it happen. I say,
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't believe anything any of them say anymore. None of them.
no. And then the other one I had was kind of, there was a couple. Did you see the one where they had all the rotting corpses in that funeral home?
No, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's one of those green, it's like a green where they do the green deaths, bury the people, do it the green way. Well, I guess they weren't paying rent or something on their lot, took off whatever. People were thinking it was like dead animal smell. They had gone there and found like 125 dead rotting corpses. So they have to people to now go and identify the remains of these poor people. So I didn't do that one. I opted for this one. Half naked dead body mowed around by a gardener who assumed it was a Halloween prop.
What?
Yes. A gardener says they mistook a naked dead body for a chillingly realistic Halloween prop when mowing the grass around it. The death of Robert Owens, 34, has been described as suspicious by his family after police found him lying face down and half naked in a yard next to an empty house in North Carolina. According to a GoFundMe page set up for funeral expenses, Robert's loved ones have been left with many questions that will hopefully be answered soon. Writing on the donations page, Haley confirmed Robert was found on the patio, stripped of his clothes and belongings. It's believed Robert's body was mistaken for a Halloween decoration by a gardener, who later called in a report on the missing man. Harley's statement read, he was stripped of his clothes and belongings, leaving him in his underwear and socks for over 24 hours face down in the yard next to a house. He was found once on October 9 by a lawn care employee that assumed he was a Halloween decoration or a mannequin for canine training and was never reported to authorities. Who in their right mind mows a yard at a house that has no power, or that has power on and no one has lived there in a while, but the property is used for canine training for years, can assume a half-naked dead body with scratches and glass around it is a Halloween decoration? But China Grove Police Chief Andrew Deal has hit back at the family and claimed the housekeeper did not suspect the body was a Halloween prop. An email from the chief read, the groundskeeper, to my knowledge, did not think it was a Halloween prop. However, he did not think it was real. A police statement following the death read, at this time, there are no signs of foul play, but this case is being investigated as suspicious. A construction worker who reported the body to authorities on October 10th. An update to the GoFundMe page from Haley read, we have evidence that's been handed over to the detective. If you're reading this and you are involved, just know you will get what you deserve very soon.
There's no evidence of foul play, but the dude was stripped and left in his underwear and socks, and he had scratches and shit all over him.
Which, okay, so maybe he just overdosed, say, on fentanyl, and then someone coming by took his clothes and his shoes. That could happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did the guy mowing around him take his stuff? And then, how did he mow around him and then call back to report the guy? And, if you left thinking there was nothing wrong with it, why would you then go back to report the bot? That's what I don't understand.
Well, to add to this story, like I was saying earlier, I watch YouTube videos, and there's guys that go, I don't know if any of y'all have seen them. There's guys that go around and they'll go like to an abandoned house, or they'll go, to just a house where the grass and the weeds and shit have just gone crazy. And they'll go up and knock on the door and say, "Hey, I want to cut your grass, and make your yard look good, for free."
Yeah.
And so, I got sidetracked on watching this channel of this guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he goes to this apparently abandoned house and in this neighborhood, and he asks several neighbors, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there used to be somebody living there, but there's nobody living there anymore. It's been abandoned." And he said, "Hey, I want to cut the grass and clear the sidewalk, and the neighbors were like, "Yeah, man, go for it." And he makes his money by doing these videos, and he makes his money off of YouTube. So, he's in a sense getting paid, but he's cutting the grass for free. Anyway, make a long story even longer. He's cutting the grass, and his wife comes by. She helps him for like 20 minutes, and they're in the backyard, and they're like, "Something smells dead. There's going to be a dead animal over here or something." And they're looking at the house, and all the windows are open in the house, and they got closer to the house. He's mowing. She left, and he's like, he knows something's not right. He's like, "I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't want to freak her out, but I think there's a dead body in this house because it's not in the yard." He's got the whole backyard mowed, and he's like, "I get up close to the house, and it just smells like death." And so he ends up calling the police. The police come, and yeah, in fact, there's a dead body in the house. This dude just happened to go up there and like want to cut the yard and make everything look good. He's like, "I didn't really know my day was going to turn out like this, but it did."
Oh shit.
But yeah, kind of ties in with this, except he realized that it was a dead body. He didn't look in the window and see it, but he was saying on the video that it, something really did not smell good. Cops came, went inside. Sure enough.
And that's kind of what I was thinking about this too. Like, you'd think that there'd be some sort of a smell coming from this guy too, unless they had the whole, thing on their face for the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another dream that I had like earlier in the week. Was a very vivid dream about the cops, or wasn't the cops that found it, but it was the same kind of thing. Like there was a dead body in the trunk of a car. For some reason, I'm dreaming about this. I don't know why. But yeah, it stunk like from like 300 yards away. It stunk. And I'm smelling it in my dream. That's what the worst part of it was. Wow.
Wow. If you can smell it in your dream, that's kind of strange.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, on a lighter note, I got a Crystal of the Week video, and I don't think it stinks like death. So we can go to that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How do I do this? I don't know. I forgot what I'm doing.
Weekend at Bernie style.
Exactly. Prop them up. All right.
Well, glad to see you, Lori. If you can't stay long, I'm glad you hopped in.
Here we go with the Crystal of the Week. This week's Crystal of the Week is wolfenite. What is wolfenite? Wolfenite is a lead molybdate oxide mineral that crystallizes in the form of masses, squares, small prismatic, and tiny tabular crystals. This mineral is a golden orange color, or sometimes yellow, but can be found as blue, red, gray, white, and even colorless. The color hues come from tiny traces of chromium within the crystal. Wolfenite forms in a heavily oxidized lead deposit and can be found in association with a number of other minerals, such as pyromorphite, memonite, hemimorphite, and smithonite. The first discovery of this mineral came in 1845 by W. Hadener in Carinthia, Austria. He named it in honor of Australian mineralogist Frank Xavier von Wulffen, who had previously written about the crystals in the lead deposits of Carinthia. The Red Cloud mine in Arizona in the United States has pulled out some of the finest quality crystals of wolfenite the world has ever seen. Other notable locales include the Los Lamentos mines in Mexico, the Mount Pekka mines in Slovenia, as well as the veins found within Bulwell, England. Some of the meaning and energy behind wolfenite. It activates and links your solar plexus and the sacral chakras together. This connection activates your personal will, making any dream or desire feel achievable. Your personal will helps you regain confidence in yourself and pushes your drive, vitality, and determination to levels never felt before. Your mind becomes clear when working with this stone, and it will help you see the path you need to take in order to reach your goals. Wolfenite helps you stay focused on long, daunting tasks that require complete concentration, and it assists in providing that fire needed to finish your work. Wolfenite is also a very powerful manifestation stone that helps bring your ideas to reality. I would recommend meditating with this stone and setting your intentions directly into it, allowing the powerful energies of wolfenite to imbue your aura and provide you with powerful, uplifting vibrations. Use this newfound energy to focus and start working on your new and current intentions. This mineral is a perfect stone for creative individuals. For all those artists, musicians, writers, and directors, this crystal is for you. We recommend placing it in your creative workspace, allowing wolfenite's energy to fill the room. The chemistry and creativity will soon begin to flow and affect every person who comes in contact with this special mineral. So there you go, a little bit about wolfenite, this week's crystal of the week.
Good stuff. Do you have some of that for yourself?
I do not, but I'm going to acquire some very soon.
Considering you're a musician and all.
Yeah.
Also.
Yep. I've been, like I said, I haven't felt good in the past week or two anyways. And I've been carrying around, I always have a rock in my pocket, and I've been carrying around some lapis lazuli, and today I was like, I've been having a few fits of like road rage, not really road rage, but just pissed off. And yesterday I go to Walmart, and I pull up and I get out of the car, and I hear there's like all these cops pulling in, and this guy gets out and goes over to one of the cops, and he's like, the guy up there in that white Forte pulled a gun out and pointed it at me. So there's like this altercation in the parking lot. And then yesterday as well, somebody got shot on I-95, right up the road from me. There's one little stretch of I-95 here that is just, I saw somebody in the comments, they're like, what is it with that one stretch of I-95? It's like the Twilight Zone of 95. So I am now carrying the lithium in my pocket because it's supposed to be calming.
Yeah. I was actually looking that up this month. I was going to get myself a piece of that after your last crystal of the week, but circumstances being as they were, and I was already happy with my multivite and the card deck that I'd ordered from last month. I thought I would wait on the lithium till next, whenever that can happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
How long have you been carrying it now?
I just put it in my pocket today.
Okay.
There's enough.
Just let us know by next week, like if you
Yeah.
ran anybody off the road.
I can tell today. I drove around and I was in a better mood today. So, can't say that, 100% it was because of the lithium, but I didn't freak out or anything. So
That's a plus.
yeah. Yeah, the last couple of days, Darcy's like, "Why are you in such a bad mood? Why are you so grumpy?" Because my camera's blurry, damn it.
That's what my mom said to me too.
Yeah. So I put the lithium in my pocket and, been trying to chill a little bit with that. I had the lapis lazuli. That was in my pocket before. So I switched it out. Still got the Jamie shell around my neck and the chunk of moldavite.
How big is your chunk again?
How big is my chunk? That's what she said.
I meant to ask you the other day.
There's all this hair and beard and shit. I noticed today was National No Beard Day. I guess I screwed that up.
Yeah, the eclipse energy is totally making your emotions go nuts.
Let's see here. That is my chunk of moldavite.
That's a nice chunk.
Yeah, it's a nice chunk.
That's
Remember Jen?
I want to go. Oh, that's when she's, yeah.
The one she sent me. She never told me. I never asked her for it or anything. And she texted me one day and she was like, "I'm in a crystal shop. What should I look for?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Moldavite's cool." And I didn't even know how much it was then, And I kind of looked it up on the computer and I was like, "Oh, that stuff's pretty expensive, But yeah, I mean,
Because I need a little bit bigger piece I like mine and I do get like the flush from it. And because there's like a little gap on the back, how it sets into the setting. And so you can I can feel like the pulses between my fingers.
Yep.
When I hold it. But I can't get like good bare, like raw, like edge on it because of the silver around it. And it's cool. It's just not big enough to actually work with.
Yeah.
So I want something that's more like that, more exposed, and something that I can.
Well, if I ever find this missing piece of moldavite, I originally got it to send to you, and I was thinking maybe since you got yours, maybe it'll show up. Hasn't yet, but it's a pretty good sized chunk. But yeah, this is like there's a guitar pick on it, and it's like longer than a guitar pick. It's a pretty good chunk. I don't know what she paid for this thing, but I bet it was easily a couple $100.
Yeah, a couple $100 at least.
Yeah.
Plus, it was back then before it started getting a lot higher, but I think maybe $250, maybe $300.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely gone up in the last few years, but yeah, I mean I was talking about getting a piece for her, and like a week later, this just shows up on my doorstep. It's like, are you?
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was a trip.
Yeah, we have the eclipse energy, and plus with all the stuff in the cosmos, all the transits, all these like different retrogrades we just had. Like Mercury was like the big one that was setting us up again for the next, at least 6 months. They're giving us a window for. And so each of these other planets that were retrograde, like Mercury had these certain points that they were trying to force us into. And then each of these other planets kind of emphasize the point of each thing. And a lot of it's gone kind of back to normal, but we're going to have screwy energy through the rest of this year. Easy.
Yeah.
But it's all for a purpose. If we do it right, it's for a purpose. It's for the good. It's not a bad thing. It's preparing us.
Yeah, hopefully.
I very much believe it, and even if it doesn't feel like it's what we really want, it's what we need, and the rewards are going to come from it.
Yeah, like the necklace that you made for me. That's the moldavite against that, so it's a pretty good chunk.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first got it, I had a hard time. I've had it around my neck now for, I don't know, last month probably, but when I first got it, I couldn't keep it on more than like a day.
Does it make your teeth hurt sometimes? Can it make your teeth hurt?
I swear it used to give me a headache at first. It was just like too much of a buzz or something.
So I was getting like this pain in the side of my head, and like my teeth were hurting on that side, and then I took it off, and I don't know if like it was just a coincidence. Because it was like the way I was kind of like sitting and the way it was laying at the time.
Yeah.
Good night, sister. I hope
Saw
you
your
get
pictures.
nice and rested.
Yeah. I saw your pictures today from Clearwater. It looked like you had a pretty pleasant looking time over there, despite the tornadoes. As you were sitting there talking about tornadoes last week, and I'm like, yeah, good thing we don't have them here. And I got up and looked at my security screen, was making a weird noise, and I'm like, I never heard that before. And I went over there and looked, and it's like tornado warning in your area. I'm like, oh shit, we got them here too. Do you want to throw a few cards out, or
Yeah,
we got time?
we got time. I don't have much light or a table, but we got time.
Me neither.
That's my phone cord trying to charge on the charger, and it's falling apart. And all my other chargers are dead right now.
Telling Jamie I got a new tarot deck today. I'm not going to use them tonight because I just got them today, but it's the Edgar Allan Poe tarot deck that I got at Barnes and Noble today for $12.
Can I have my table for a little bit, buddy? Please. Aww. Oh, poor Papa. I know. Goes a good boy. Okay. If anybody would like a card, we have Lori. Watch your tail on the candle. Janice.
And Jamie and me are using the same deck tonight.
I'm not turning the light on. Oh no, Dede, get off the goddamn computer. God. Fucking A. I love you.
I love you, but I want to throw you across the room at times.
So we have Janice G, Janice L. And he's got to put his leg across my arm. And Dib. Oh, Azariana. And Debbie. If you wanted to start, you could do Lori while I'm getting names.
All right. Here we go.
Linda.
Ding.
Ooh, Linda got that one too.
It is talk to the moon, communicate.
Can I have a table, baby? Please. Is that me?
That's me.
Oh. Can I have a table, baby?
Yeah, I saw you up there earlier, Craig. You said you sent a video to me. I don't know that I got one. Was it to me or to Jamie?
Are you hoping? Yeah, you just have to, like, there's no numbers or anything.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here looking up the wrong one. No wonder I can't find it.
I'm shuffling Janice G's as. Pull that one up. I only have a little itty bitty bit of workspace, but being blessed by Mr. Daybug. He says, man.
Yeah, it would have been cool if I could have just opened the book to the card, but that obviously hasn't happened. Here we go. Finally. Good God. Took forever to find it. Should be able to read the card, but these are new to me. It says your outlook is positive, but you need to communicate with your higher self, with the moon, or with someone. Start with the idea of communicating with your higher self. This is the part of you connected to all life everywhere. Learning to connect with this part of you is easy to do. Simply sit quietly and ask your higher self what you need to know about your situation. Request answers. Close your eyes, breathe gently, and see what messages come to you. Have a pen and a piece of paper ready so you can make notes and then return to your breathing. You can also do this exercise under the moon. Go out into the night and sit quietly, asking for answers about your situation. That's the esoteric part of this card. However, it can also suggest that as well as divining answers in the magical way, you might also need to talk to someone in real life, either to the person involved or in the situation or to someone else who can help you. Additional meanings for this card is keep the channels of communication open, be open to new ideas, meditate more, work on your intuition, and pay attention to the signs you're getting.
Now he's on my whole pen. Oh, buddy. I have no room for shit. Okay, I've got Janice G, and then you have Janice L. Janice G, you got Moon Madness, avoid drama. And Rob looks frozen.
I'm blurry.
You're blurry. It's too easy for you to get wrapped up in dramas right now, even to feel a little like it's all too much. What you're dealing with is noise. Don't fall for it, and don't believe everything people tell you. It's time for you to take a step back from everything that's swirling around you. Being overly involved is an easy trap. The more you wade in and get entangled now, the more unnecessarily intense the whole situation is going to become. Consider the possibility that you're not quite thinking straight at the moment. Maybe you need to quell your emotions so they don't lead you astray. Taking a back seat will help. Gentle breathing exercises will help get you back into alignment. All the better to deal with the question you're asking the cards about. Exhale and let events unfold in their own time. It could be that everyone in the situation you're asking about is feeling too much pressure. Detach from drama, which can end up hampering everything. Breathe out. Your energy field will thank you. And additional meanings. There's too much drama in the air to think straight. Someone is being overly protective, possibly you. Don't stress, it won't change anything. Backing down or off is sometimes your best play, and you need to trust the situation will be fine. And the symbol. Lunacy was once said to come from sleeping in the rays of the moon, a belief that persisted through the Middle Ages. Even Shakespeare wrote that the moon makes men mad.
Yeah, and Craig, I did get your video. I had to go back in my messenger, but I found it. I somehow didn't see it at first, but I have it here. I'm going to watch it after the show. Thank you.
Okay, can I please shuffle?
All right. Who was I doing here?
You are Janice L. And I've got Azuriana.
It is looks like the protection card. Ring around the moon, protection. Didn't we just have a ring around the moon?
Or on the sun.
Around the sun?
Yeah. From the moon. Supposedly.
Didn't we have a moon one like last month or so?
We had an eclipse. Yeah, I think we had a couple of months back.
It would be cool if they at least put these things like in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
This book, it would make it a might bit easier. Okay, here we go. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck because it's sending you a very powerful message. You're protected. In other words, whatever happens next, the Divine Mother, often symbolized by the moon, is looking after you. It may be that someone is actively working against you now, or perhaps at the moment you simply have quite tough astrological influences that you need to counteract. The card is a reminder that Divine Mother takes care of her children and will take care of you now. It's as though there's invisible force fields or shields around you, making sure you're safe as you move through a challenge or difficult time. Whatever's happening now is most certainly happening for your highest good. So trust in the knowledge and go with the process as much as you can. Your current dilemma may even have something to do with your life purpose. What you came here to achieve in this incarnation may be your question. Doesn't feel that big. However, it could be bigger. It could be bigger than you realize. And additional meanings for the card: you are safe. Make your mantra, I am safe and all is well. You are being divinely guided. You will be a winner, and the divine is on your side. It's a good card.
Yeah.
A little bit of moon protection never hurt anyone.
Yeah. I've got Azuriana, and then you have Debbie.
And I'm going with the card that just popped out.
Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. Trying to get my phone charged. And Azuriana, you got drowning down the moon, or drawing down the moon, knowledge. And I just sent you pictures of yours. There are some things we know because we learned them the old-fashioned traditional way. And there are some things we know because we intuit them instinctively and on an energetic level. Drawing this card suggests that you're wiser than you know, but that to answer your question, you will need sacred knowledge that can't be found in a book or online. You are therefore advised to go within and call the goddess to you. Channel her thoughts and then journal about your experience. If you have a favorite goddess you like to work with, call her in. Alternatively, explore which goddess appeals to you and call her in by asking her to come to your meditation, or simply close your eyes and ask, which goddess wants to come to me? However you do this process, ask the goddess to transmit the information you need. Whenever this card appears, it's also a reminder to stay on track with your moon practices. Set intentions at the new moon and release them to the divine at full moon. Additional meanings: the goddess is with you. Embody your spirituality. You don't yet have all the answers you need. Step into your wisdom and let the moon be your guide. And about the symbol, the practice of drawing down the moon is said to date back to the 2nd century BCE. It involves calling goddess energy into your body via the moon and asking her to speak through you. And then what did I say? You've got Debbie, and then I have Turquoise, and then you'll have Linda, and I think that's everybody.
All right. It is the moon, maybe intuition card. Cool looking artwork on this one. I like that.
Yeah. I just love all like the whole aesthetic of like the colors and the vibe of the deck. Oh, I guess he doesn't like the shuffling.
This one says, 9 times out of 10, this deck will give you a straight answer. But sometimes you'll get this card.
Yes, Debbie's.
Yeah. Perhaps a little frustratingly, it firmly informs you that there's no real need for you to ask your question because you already know the answer, at least deep down. So take a moment now to close your eyes and breathe. Turn inward. Feel your energetic body around you. What does your intuition tell you about your situation? Any feelings that come up now should feel neutral. True intuition isn't emotionally charged. When you draw this card, you're being asked to think less about logic and more about what you're feeling in your heart and gut. Your feelings will never misguide you. Some people consider intuition to be some kind of cosmic thing. The fact is, however, that it's not really cosmic, it's normal. Nearly all truly successful people know when their intuition is trying to tell them something and know to ignore their intuition at their peril. So dig deep before you try another card instead. What is your intuition telling you here? Additional meanings for the card: meditate and see what comes through. Your feelings about this situation are spot on. What is your intuition telling you? Fear derails intuition. And connect with the goddess Selena under the moon. So yeah, gut feeling, man. It doesn't lie. I've learned that time and time and time again.
I've got Turquoise, and then you've got Linda. Turquoise, you got the full moon forgiveness card. And I like this one too. It's got little stars around the background there. Forgiveness. You need to be more forgiving of someone. Or maybe it's you that needs forgiveness. Either way, what you need to know when you draw this card is whatever you want can come your way, but you have to move through forgiveness first. Resentment causes energetic blockages. Maybe you need to forgive a partner or parent, and once you do, you'll magically release something that's currently blocking your way forward. The full moon is perfect for emotional releases. As all of your emotions rise to the surface, all the better for you to face up to them. Forgiving someone doesn't mean what happened is okay, but it does mean you're ready to move on. Explore these ideas in relation to whatever you're asking about or take them as general guidance. The situation you're asking about will be healed for all once you've let go of the rancor and bitterness. There are no guarantees as to the outcome, but forgiveness will be a step in the right direction. And either way, you'll feel better. Additional meanings for the card: don't get too cozy, or don't get too crazy. Release resistance. It's time to move on. This is the peak of your situation, and breathe through the dramas. About the symbol, life hardly gets any crazier than it does at a supercharged full moon. Get out under the moonbeams and soak it up. But remember to breathe through any emotional explosions. Well, they say sleeping under those moon rays causes the lunacy, huh?
Hmm.
What the last card said.
All right, this one
It's for Miss Linda.
for Linda.
Linda, yeah.
It is the boundaries card. Out of bounds moon. Boundaries. It says, it's time to take full and honest inventory of your behavior in the recent past. Have you been going too far? Have you been acting out? Have you been allowing your emotions to get the better of you? If you know that you've been misbehaving emotionally, it's time to rein things in. Draw up some boundaries. As much as you might want to get your own way in the current situation, you also need to take other people into consideration. If someone has been overstepping their boundaries with you, it's time for you to let them know, gently but firmly. There is magic in the air when this card appears, but you mustn't let emotion overwhelm you. You could be about to receive what feels like a miracle, but you need to behave in a way that is supportive of everyone involved. Spending time alone in meditation now will really help you understand what your best move is next. When emotions spiral, you too can often chase away the very thing you want to attract. Additional meanings for the card: you're a unique and magical being. Emotions are running too high. Avoid overreacting. Draw a line under the past and use your intuition more. So yeah, I don't know if that resonates with you, but magic abounds. Me overreact? No. Yep. It's an easy thing to do. Well, cool,
Oh,
cool.
hey, Cheesecake Mafia. You want to give? I already just put mine away, but I missed Cheesecake. You want to give them one, Rob? Do you
Oh,
mind?
sure. Sure. Didn't see that either in my chat. I gotta know. I've always wondered, how did you come up with that name?
I know, I do too. Love it.
Okay. It is the Moonlight Enchanted card. Let's see if I can turn right to it. Nope, didn't happen. Okay. I am figuring out how to get there quicker. Because I realize there's different categories like night moon, moonlight, moon cycles, falling. So it makes it a little easier now. Makes it more understandable now. Learning on the fly. All right. Your card says there is something magical and enchanted about moonlight. Whatever it touches turns a beautiful creamy silver. Something is doing this in your life now, or it's about to. Life is all about cycles. It's astrology and moonology. Right now, you're about to move into a more enchanted time or cycle in your life, if you believe. Whatever you're wishing for can come true because you're starting to believe again, perhaps after a rough time. This card reminds you to focus on the good while you process the difficult. If you can't yet feel the magic in your life, take support from a daily practice or just breathing out with the intention of breathing out stress through cleansing breaths. It might be dark now, but there is moonlight at the end of the tunnel. So keep the faith and see the world through kind eyes. If you affirm that something is too good to be true, you might make it so. Instead, believe that life can be magical for you, and it can be. Additional meanings for this card: smile more, trust the process, get in touch with your inner child, believe it and achieve it, and expect good things.
I like that. Believe it and achieve it.
Yeah.
Oh, 1111.
Mm.
Make your wish.
All right. Love the Cheesecake Factory. Hitting it up like a boss. I haven't been there in quite some time. And now I'm not supposed to eat sugar, so well, that kind of sucks.
I'll tell you something funny later.
But my glucose level was down. It's still high, but it was down further than it's been in the last several weeks today. So at least I got that going for me.
That is a good thing.
Yep. Well, cool. Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck is a good deck too. I looked at that today. I couldn't remember if I had it or not already. That's bad when you have so many freaking card decks. You don't remember what you do have and what you don't have.
I really did this new one.
I knew I didn't have Edgar Allan Poe's tarot deck though, and for $12 I couldn't refuse it.
No.
Maybe do some cards from that next week. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking too the other day about the moonologies, and I realized you got me the moonology deck to begin with.
Yep.
And then I think I got you the moonology deck back, right?
I think so.
Because I thought it was so cool.
And I bought a bunch of these a while back. I have that one that doesn't have the book with it. You got to do it online. And I have this one, which I think is the same thing.
but it's foil. It looks rainbow.
Yeah. And then I got, of course, the Gypsy Witch fortune telling cards. You have those, don't you?
Those, yeah. Yeah, but you got me started on the Moonology.
Yeah, I have the regular deck up there. I got one or two of them. I can't remember which ones I have. Scared to touch that stack because it looms over my head and it may fall.
It's a retaining stack.
Yeah. I need a bigger shelf. Anyways. Cool.
Oh, I think Sunday might be canceled on Paranormal Soup.
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, I seen Jason said something about that.
Issues.
Good. I'm playing. I don't know if I'm playing Saturday night or Sunday night. I have a music gig I'm doing. Thank God, because I need the money. Hope it didn't get rained out. Hope it's nice and cool.
So what we say is, it will be nice and cool, and it will not be rained out.
Exactly. So we might see you Sunday. We might not.
Probably not, though.
Probably not. So
Everything is canceled.
other than that, I guess we'll see you next Wednesday, unless you want to hop on the Station Head app if you have Spotify or iTunes, and you can listen to my whacked out. I did a Weird Wednesday show this morning for music. You don't see me, you hear me. And I kind of themed it Weird Wednesday, and the music was started out somewhat weird, but then it got real weird.
Oh, how cool.
Weird music from all over the place, all different genres of music I had. But hopefully, once Station Head figures out their ass from a hole in the ground, gets their bugs worked out, it'll be a really cool thing. But they're having some issues right now. If I use it from my computer, my voice comes out comes out like that during the live thing, which makes listening no fun at all. Unless you like hearing demon voices. That's what everybody says it sounds like. But anyways, look for me on there if you get on Station Head. I saw Azariana and somebody else. I saw somebody else's name on there was following me now. So cool. Guess we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. Good night. Have a great rest of the week. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
And be vigilant.
I hit the end stream button and the dictionary comes up. Still, I have that dictionary.